Magandang araw sa inyong lahat, Ring Roadmap PH, at ngayong araw na to ay pag-uusapan natin itong magiging laban ni Casimero at ni Kameda. Ngayon lang nagsasabi na exhibition lang yan, walang kwentang laban, but at the same time, meron pa rin mga excited makita tong laban na to, and that includes me. Okay, I wanna see kung gaano kalaki ang naging epekto ng layoff at ng inconsistent training ni Casimero and kung paano siya magpe-perform laban sa isang kapwa niya maangas na si Kyonsuke Kameda. I think that's his first name. So let's get right into this one. Isa sa mga pinakamalaking armas ni Kameda na dapat nating pansinin o dapat nating pagtuunan ng pansin pagdating ng laban nila is itong long uppercut niya. I-explain ko, ipapaliwanag ko sa ilang sandali kung bakit ganon. So let's get started with this one. Let's see some examples. So as you can see there, nagsimula siya sa left hook, sabay left uppercut. And then here, so sisimulan niya naman ng body shot. So left hook sa katawan, sabay uppercut sa ulo. And then here you will see that same thing again. Dito naman uppercut sabay chopping rights. Ngayon, bakit ba napaka-useful nitong uppercut? Or bakit ito magiging useful laban sa isang fighter gaya ni Casimero? If you watch Casimero closely, isa sa mga pinaka ginagamit niyang defense ay itong cross-block, almost in a Philly shell / cross-block waistband. So, ang nangyayari doon, yumuyuko siya sa may bewang, and one of the best ways to neutralize this particular position and to make your opponent pay kapag sila yumuyuko sa bewang at tumitingin sa baba, so they're looking down at the floor, gaya ng ginagawa ni Casimero, is to make them pay with the uppercut or with the shovel hook, both of which ay na-master na ni Kameda, no? So, one thing that I would love to see from Casimero is to adopt a more active guard. Huwag masyadong reliant sa waistband kasi ito yung nakita natin na ginagamit niya talaga palagi nung nakaraan niyang laban kahit kay Uguni or kay sino na yung huli, si Saul Sanchez yata yung pangalan nun. He's very dependent now on the waistband and he's very dependent on ducking at the waist, which is not really the best, especially kung marunong tumiming yung kalaban. Kung marunong mag-place ng suntok yung kalaban at gamitin yung sarili mo depensa laban sa'yo, it's not the best option to stick to it, no? At one thing na talagang nawala kay Casimero, konti lang naman, ay yung step back game. Medyo na-miss ko talaga yung step back game ni Casimero noong mga, let's say, Yamashita days or kahit nung Tete days. He had a really good step back, and not just step back, pero step back counter. So kaya niyang kumounter after ng step back. Pero ngayon wala, puro upper body movement na lang. Every now and then magpo-pull pivot siya or magpo-pull and pivot, or every now and then mag-stance switch para maiwasan yung suntok ng kalaban. But yung mobility or yung mobility ng kanyang legs ay hindi na ganun ka-apparent, no? More reliant na siya sa upper body movement, which will be of big danger when he faces a guy like Kameda. Another thing we see with Kameda is that sneaky right hand counter. So most of the time ginagawa niya to kapag bumabato yung kalaban sa katawan or just shooting punches in general sa mukha. So as you can see here, he gets into this Philly shell stance. Medyo magpupull palayo or not pull but a slight rotation ng hips. Sabay bato ng kanan. And then let's see another one here. Again, he gets into that Philly shell stance. Matatamaan siya ng left hook ni Picasso. Pero in return, babato siya ng chopping right. Very important punch once again kung kakalabanin mo si Casimero, because this is precisely the punch that Casimero gets hit the most with. Okay, it's not the jab, hindi siya yung left hook. It is always the cross, the chopping cross ng kalaban. Yun yung laging tumatama kay Casimero precisely because yung shoulder niya nakababa or yung lead hand niya nakababa. And he always relies on pulling back, leaning back. Kaya natatimingan talaga siya habang sumasandal siya sa likod and habang nakayuko siya sa kanyang bewang. So, this particular chopping right hand will be of important use para kay Kameda sa parating na laban nila ni Casimero. Let's see how Casimero adjusts. I hope he gets into more, or I hope he becomes more active with his guard. So, wag lang Philly shell, minsan gamit ng high guard, Minsan, pumunta sana sa front foot, no? Or, kahit hindi niya nabaguhin yung guard niya, mag-step back lang. Let's see if he works on his step back game for this particular fight. If he doesn't, I think he's gonna get tagged constantly with that chopping right kasi bukod sa ma-accurate or bukod sa pagiging accurate itong si Kameda sa kanyang right hand, mahaba rin yung galamay. Mahaba yung galamay and magaling magsukat ng distansya itong si Kameda. So tingnan natin kung paano mag-a-adjust si Casimero dito. Now, one habit that Casimero can potentially take advantage of naman ay yung kanyang crouch. So let's see how he does this crouching bait. So most of the time, itong si Kameda, sasandal yan sa kanyang front knee as you can see here. So sasandal siya sa kaliwang tuhod and he will try to load up. Susubukan niyang bumuelo para bumato ng counter left hook or counter left uppercut. Either way, most of the time, ginagamit niya to para mang-bait sa kalaban tapos ka-counter siya gamit yung kaliwa. So, makita niyo yan dito. He's trying to bait. Kakain siya ng suntok dyan, pero at the same time, makakabato rin siya ng left hook. Let's see another example for this one. Ito, sasandal ulit siya sa harap and then matatamaan siya ng body uppercut or body shot tapos uppercut tapos jab dun sa, and then there he got caught again with the uppercut. Okay, so you see him being too heavy on the front foot and natama siya ng mga uppercut nitong si Picasso, probably because he was trying to bait at alam niya na makakain niya yung suntok ni Picasso. But kung maglaban man sila ni Casimero, tingin ko isa sa mga bagay na kailangan natin unang tignan is paano ba maapektuhan si Kameda ng mga suntok ni Casimero. As we all know, Casimero walks around big. He has problems with cutting weight. Dun sa mga huli niyang laban, especially dun sa mga kayang kumain ng suntok niya, most of the time, naubusan siya ng hangin and he does not keep up or he does not maintain the same output or the same work rate throughout the fight. So, titignan natin kung paano magre-react si Kameda sa mga suntok ni Casimero. Kameda is sort of big. It's not just sort of big. Talagang malaki to. 5'10 yata to. Hindi lang ako sigurado sa walk-around weight niya kasi medyo mas mapayat yung body frame niya. Parang Jorge Linares yung body frame niya. Slim, narrow torso, tapos skinny yung kanyang mga braso. So, that might make his body more fragile. Pero pagdating sa panga, tested na itong panga ni Kameda, so let's just see if he can handle the power of Casimero come fight night. But if he engages too much on the front foot, I think Casimero will be able to tag him. I'm just not sure whether Casimero can hurt him. So napaka-exciting talaga ng magiging kalalabasan itong laban na to. So next thing we see from Kameda, which is not spoken of enough, is yung kanyang jabs. So let's first look at some examples. Kaya maging outside fighter na itong si Kameda kung gugustuhin niya kasi. Pero hindi niya ginagawa masyado. So as you can see here, he's tripling up with this jab. Sabay circle sa kaliwa. Okay, he varies it up. Minsan flicker jab, minsan stiff jab. And he knows how to circle around. Hindi ko lang alam kung ba't hindi niya masyadong ginamit kay Picasso. Maybe it's because gusto niyang ma-please yung mga fans or gusto niyang lumaban sa loob para ma-excite yung mga tao. Pero if he's gonna fight Casimero, I would suggest him to stick and move on the outside, although that would be a little bit boring. Tapos kapag nakita niyang medyo pagod na si Casimero, I would definitely recommend him, or I would definitely suggest that he starts to fight inside. Because doon pinaka-vulnerable itong si Casimero pag medyo napagod na siya. So, in the early rounds, I would definitely advise Kameda to stay on the outside, stick and move, jab. Okay, let's see that side of him. Hindi yung side niya na nakikipag-engage sa loob. That's what cost him against Neri. Masyado siyang nakikipagpalitan sa loob or mid-range. Habang ito naman si Neri, changing levels, body shots. So eventually it took a toll on Kameda. Masyado na siyang napuruhan sa mga body shots. Kaya hininto yung laban na yun. So let's see some more jabs from Kameda here. Yan, makikita niyo, Philly shell stance. Mahaba yung galaman niya. Not sure how many inches yung reach na to. But I'm pretty sure na malaki yung reach advantage niya kay Casimero. Because Casimero, he looks like he does have short arms, no? So let's see how Casimero handles the movement nitong si Kameda. I would say that Kameda has the skills to fight Casimero both ways, toe-to-toe and stick and move. But early rounds, I would make Casimero move his legs. I would make Casimero chase him, or I would suggest Kameda to make Casimero chase him. And eventually, kapag napagod na itong si Casimero, that's when Kameda can start pressuring forward, impose his height, impose his size on Casimero. And let's see what happens there. And then we also see a lot of lead hooks from Kameda. Hindi laging jab yung ginagamit niya panimula ng combo niya. And this will be useful to break yung bladed stance nitong si Casimero, because one of the best weapons you can have kapag bladed yung kalaban mo, or how would you say that in Tagalog? Kapag nakalingon sa kanan yung kalaban mo as an orthodox opponent, is to spam him with left hooks para mag-open up yung kanyang muka, and para ma-collapse or not collapse, para ma-exploit mo yung Philly shell guard. So yun yung nakita natin doon with his lead hooks. Then we also see him catching and shooting with the check hook as well. So meron ding check hooks itong si Kameda, and this will be a useful tool against Casimero once again, kasi isa sa mga pinakakahinaan ni Casimero is, although he has really great power in his right hand, masyado siya nagiging wild. So he squares up, he overcommits to it, tapos nag-end up sila sa smother, nag-end up siya sa clinch, and masyado siyang nagiging open. Hindi niya binabalik agad sa guard pagkatapos niya bumato ng kanan. So a check hook will definitely be of good use here, kasi if Casimero does not bring back his right hand on time, madali siyang mahuhuli ng check hook na tong si Kameda, and we're not really sure how Casimero will handle that, especially with the layoff and all of that considered. With the sparring partner or yung quality ng sparring partners niya, I'm not sure how long he's been sparring for this camp, pero they were in Japan, I think, 2 weeks ago. So around fight night, if we add the 2 weeks ago to, I'm not exactly sure if it was 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, pero if we deduct that, tapos i-calculate natin from today, which is September 27 up to 25, that gives us about a month and 2 weeks of sparring. I'm not sure if that's enough. That was my deload week ka pa dyan, syempre. So in the last 2 weeks, ideally wala nang sparring. So if it's a month and 2 weeks na worth of sparring, ideally the last 2 weeks wala nang sparring. So that gives us about a month of sparring. I'm not sure if that's enough. But again, Kameda, if I were to give Kameda a grade, a lot of people say D-class fighter, C-class fighter. I'd give Kameda a solid C+. He does have some good weapons. He has stamina, durability to keep up with Casimero, or even outgun Casimero if he wants to. Pero, ayan, masyado na akong maraming daldal. Punta na tayo sa prediction ko for this fight. So, all things considered, like I said, right, I barely saw any strength and conditioning clips from Casimero. Who knows? Siguro, hindi lang nila pinapakita. I barely saw any quality sparring partners for Casimero. Again, who knows? Baka last second meron silang i-pull out na Japanese fighter or other foreign fighters. Maybe may ibigay si Kameda or may refer si Kameda na solidong sparring partner. Who knows, right? But firstly, I haven't seen any strength and conditioning from Casimero. Barely any slim or barely any progress with his weight reduction. In other words, yung stature niya or yung physique niya nung nandito pa siya sa Pilipinas is the same as the physique that he has now doon sa Japan as of the recent lives nila Casimero, no? Doon sa channel nila. So walang masyadong nabawas na timbang. It looks like wala pa silang masyadong na-reduce. So it will be rush as well. And then the last fights, it wasn't really that impressive either. Yes, it was a first round KO against Saul Sanchez, but the fights that went past 6 rounds, gaya ng Oguni, or I don't think Oguni went past 6 rounds, pero yung mga tumagal, gaya nila Oguni, Ngetumbwa, and who are the last ones that he fought? Oguni, Ngetumbwa, Man, I forgot some of the other ones. Pero yun, yung dalawang yun, not really the most impressive either. But he does have power. He still packs a punch, so who knows? Pero for this one, I am definitely favoring Kameda via decision or even a controversial stoppage. No, maybe man, I hope not. I hope not. No, but maybe his corner man will throw in the towel. Maybe he will quit. Maybe mag-ubusan siya ng hangin in the late rounds. But I'm favoring more of Kameda via decision. I still think Casimero has the smarts. Kung sakali maubusan ng hangin si Casimero, he will find a way. Diba? He will find a way. Either by headbutt, joke lang, hindi headbutt. Pero either by running away or pacing himself a little bit more. Veterano na si Casimero, so he will find a way not to get knocked out and not to quit in the fight. So, ayun, Kameda ako via decision. He has a lot of weapons to exploit the defense of Casimero. Gaya ng mga pinakita kong suntok dito sa film study na to. He has enough versatility to fight outside, inside, and exchange, go toe-to-toe, stick and move, right? Medyo versatile itong si Kameda to do any of that and to adjust accordingly. Whereas Casimero, he only banks on that one punch. He only banks on that big counter. He only banks on catching his opponent early and then stopping them early as well. And he smothers his own offense. He leaves himself open a lot of times. Nung mga early years niya, siguro okay pa yun kasi meron siyang footwork to save him. Pero ngayon, wala na siyang foot speed. Hindi na siya ganun kabilis mag-step back. He's very reliant on his upper body movement. So, hindi na pwedeng laging bukas yung depensa niya like before. Like nung Yamashita days or nung Tete days, hindi na siya ganun kabilis pagdating sa footwork niya. So, all of those considered, I would go Kameda via decision, I should say. And I will definitely not be surprised if he stops Casimero as well around mid to late rounds. Kung hindi siya mapabagsak ni Casimero early at kung hindi siya mapahinto ni Casimero early. So that was it. What do you guys think of this fight? Is it exciting? Abangan nyo ba to? Tingin nyo ba ay may maibubuga pa si Casimero? Tingin nyo ba ay kaya niya pang sumabay sa mga top-rated guys gaya nila Neri, Paul Butler, and the likes? I'm not sure if he's in the weight classes Paul Butler. Pero yun nga, yung mga contenders gaya nila Akhmadaliev. Tingin nyo ba nandun pa siya sa level na yon or wala na? Feel free to put it in the comments. Do you agree with my prediction or not? If not, okay lang. I-explain nyo kung bakit kay Casimero kayo. But for this one, I think Kameda has all the advantages. The activity, the height, the physical advantages. And at the same time, Casimero is not really set up or is not really set up to have the best camp, in my opinion. 1 month, tapos maglalaban agad siya. I'm not sure if that's the best approach for this one. Pero, di ba? We're all excited to see this fight, nonetheless. So subscribe if you're new. Join my Patreon. I have my main channel. I have my Instagram as well. All of those will be linked down below. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.